Hey, Ty Brady here with Brady Insurance Marketing in the Ty Brady Way, one of the nation's largest field marketing organizations that helps independent agents achieve a 6- and 7-figure income with the systems and strategies that I'm going to talk about with you today.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. And today we're going to talk a little bit about family traditions. You know, Thanksgiving is coming up. It's a great time of year where you have, family, fun, football, all of those types of things. And a couple of traditions that I like to do as a family is, I have 8 sisters and 2 brothers. And, I had a sister that passed away a few years back, but everyone else is still living and around. But what we like to do is we like to get together. We usually have, Thanksgiving or dinner around 1 o'clock. But in the meantime, we're watching football. But some of the traditions that I've had over the years have been these. One of the ones is that every Thanksgiving, I would take as many people that I knew that were close to me. We would either go out fishing for that morning, and usually in Utah it's cold, it's snowing, but either I would go fishing or I would go duck hunting. And this year, actually, my nephew's coming into town from Georgia, and he's already got on the calendar that we're going to go duck hunting Thanksgiving morning. So we typically get up early, we go duck hunting. And that's what we'll end up doing this year, or we do some kind of adventure. There's been times in the past when I couldn't get anyone to go either play football or, go fishing or hunting. And we ended up going and playing like football. I remember one year, it seemed like the snow was 3 feet deep and we played football, and it was one of the funnest times because when you got tackled, it didn't hurt. With my boys getting older, I'm sure that they like to play football, that we may go play some football somewhere after we even go hunting for ducks. But the fun thing about all of that is typically I get a little crazy and I cook. My responsibility is I usually cook prime rib. And after I cook the prime rib, I'll end up cooking like ribs. And then I'll end up smoking either duck or goose or even pheasant, because pheasant hunts right around that time as well. Depending on what we were able to go out and harvest is what we like to cook. And so as my family comes over, and my nephews and my nieces, they get to try all of these meats they typically wouldn't try. And it's funny because I usually don't tell them. I just have a little bit of assorted of meat out there that I've cooked and smoked. And they're like, man, this is really good. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's goose. And then all of a sudden they get this disgusted face like, oh, what are you doing? I'm eating goose. I've had bear at those. So one of my tradition is letting them try some exotic meats that maybe haven't tried before, especially ones that I've cooked or I've personally smoked. I've had them try bear and moose, because you don't get that very often, or maybe bison, just basically whatever I can come up with. Turkey, I've had turkey as well. So those are different types of meat that my nephews and nieces and even my sisters get to try. But, one of the prime one is, I did Wagyu beef one year as well. But one of the ones they really enjoy is that prime rib that I smoke, and they really, really enjoy that prime rib. But it's fun to get together and, not only you have nature, right? Those things that you've harvested, and my kids can see the full circle of life. And I'm able to take those meats that I have harvested and have my kids and people that I know try those exotic meats, and they really enjoy it. And they actually look forward to it. But not all of the time do we get everybody together. Typically what happens is my brothers and sisters, they split who goes to which holiday in which state, depending on in-laws and so on. So we get about 50% of my brothers and sisters at my house. My wife likes to set up games so the kids can go over and color. They may play foosball. They may play the arcade. But it's just a fun atmosphere where you eat a lot of great food. One of my favorite foods to eat is banana cream pie. My wife makes a delicious banana cream pie. She puts bananas on the bottom and puts all the banana cream on top. And there's been years where she's had to search out looking for banana cream to make banana cream pie. And she's gotten better because now she's like, I need to get that long before, Thanksgiving, because I go to try and find it around Thanksgiving time. The banana cream pie is all gone, or she's having to search 5 different stores to find it. Another one, so mine's banana cream. Her dad, and one of his all-time favorites, is pecan pie. And so she'll find or seek out a pecan pie. She usually ends up buying the pies except for the banana cream pie from somewhere. And usually there's somebody doing a fundraiser for, cheer or football or some athletic program out there. So she likes to support those, and she'll buy pies and then she'll have them delivered. But she always takes the time to make banana cream pie. With my family, large family, 8 sisters, 2 brothers, we typically have to cook 2 turkeys. And not only that, but she ends up buying turkey from her sister. Her sister owns a barbecue shop in a small town in Utah, and they like to do deep fried turkey. So she'll end up buying deep fried turkey from them, and I don't want to take the time to cook all that. So that's one thing. One of these days, maybe I'll do a deep fried turkey. That's pretty popular around Thanksgiving time, but I don't mind it if she ends up buying it from her sister because they're really good at it. They have all the systems set up. They know how to cook it quickly and efficiently. And it's nice just to have that deep fried turkey as well as all the other turkeys. So we typically do a deep fried turkey. We have prime rib. We have turkey that's been in the oven. We have all of the fixings, the stuffing and the banana cream pie, the pecan pie, all of those things. And it's such a great atmosphere to reflect back on the things that we're thankful for in this great country that we live in and what it's all about. It's family, faith, and financial freedom. That's what I talk a lot about. And that family is important to me. It's a day to remember to see my nieces and nephews I may not see all year round, or brothers and sisters I may see once or twice a year, and to look at all their kids and watch them grow. My dad has a ridiculous amount of number of posterity. He's still alive, and he talks about how many grandkids he has and how many great grandkids he have, and that's what it's all about. And he's so thankful that he's been able to have those kids and then give back to them. My family recently just did they're doing it monthly. They're doing a monthly dinner with my dad, and no greater joy does my dad have than been able to provide for his kids and grandkids just a meal. Just a simple meal. There was a time, that may have been our stretch for him, and he would have had to sacrifice a lot to provide that meal, but now he can do it. He's in good health. We've got him in a great place. Recently we're in the process of selling his home. He'd been in for 40 years. It was a little bit of an emotional tie to that. It's all he knew. It was the last place that my mom and dad lived. And, those are things that we can reflect on. The family is so important and so crucial. I think people lose sight of that. Thanksgiving, another tradition with all of the food and the hunting and all of the sports that we play those days, is back when my mom was around, she loved to shop Black Friday. Absolutely loved it. And they would, back in the day, get out all the newspapers and look and see where the deals were. And typically they would leave right after 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock to go do all their shopping. A lot of that is toned down because they don't like the hustle and bustle. And, my mom's not head spearing that. But it's interesting how those women would get together, all of my sisters, all of my sister-in-laws, and they would go shopping. And I don't know how they did it, because I was usually up early in the morning to go hunting, if it was duck hunting or fishing. And then they would be going out in that afternoon shopping. And you know what? They may have only bought 1 or 2 items, but it was just the circle that they created as women to go out and shop. And they'd have a game plan. Okay, hey, we're going to go to XYZ. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. And they would plan out what they could get or not get. And most of the time they ended up buying, the $10 board games, or they bought something that I'm like, we could buy those any time of year, but they chose to do it. And I'm going to say the word, is it camaraderie? Anyway, you're going to have to edit that. Camaraderie. I'm dyslexic. I struggle with words all the time. I struggle with my thoughts sometimes, but that's okay. We're moving on. We're getting through this podcast show, and I'm so grateful for the time of year that you can celebrate giving and Thanksgiving. One other thing that we've done in the past as a family tradition is we do Thanksgiving meals for heroes. And this is really cool, where my wife got connected with all of her people she knows with the Pageant Network and people that were realtors or with the title company, where we deliver prepackaged Thanksgiving meal dinner to folks. So what you do, you can go and volunteer and put like the turkey and the stuffing and all the fixings in a box. And then there's an address on the box to deliver it. So she would always, do that. It's usually the Tuesday before to make sure people have it in time. But you could go and help set up the turkeys and the meals, and it's, like a train line, like somebody puts the turkeys in the box and then somebody puts the stuffing in a box. And then you have people that come and say, we're going to deliver these. And they do a route, like 6 to 10, they drop them off. And these are people that have requested a meal that may not be as fortunate to buy the meal themselves. And my wife's been able to involve more people to go and do a delivery. And it's really cool to see. It's grown over the years. And I believe the name of the charity is Thanksgiving Day Heroes, or something like that. If you're not, I think I can find it and put it in the link below if someone's interested in doing that. We've gone down to the homeless shelter and done meals. I've heard of all kinds of different things about what people do around Thanksgiving time, but it is about family traditions and making some of your own. And, after all the hustle and bustle is gone, I like to sit down and ask my kids, what are 3 things that you're grateful for? And it's usually after, we've settled down, or my wife's done back from shopping, and usually she doesn't get home till early in the morning. So maybe not be till the next day, but sit down and ask them what they're grateful for and what they want out of life. Life is so important and so short. What is your family tradition for Thanksgiving? This podcast is growing. I would like to thank all of you this time of year, that those that have listened, liked, and subscribed. We've reached 13 different countries. We're averaging 1,200 downloads a month. For starting out the way we did, and not even me having to be convinced to do this show, it's been able to inspire change in the world and bring people closer together. I've been able to invite entrepreneurs and people that have successful careers and hear their stories about ups and downs. But what are you thankful for? Please share, like, and subscribe, and let me know what your family traditions are.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ty Brady Way. As always, share, like, and subscribe. Go to Instagram at ty.r.brady. And as always, love hearing from you. And let me know what you want to learn on the show or what you'd like me to bring up on the show. Thanks.
You can find the Ty Brady Way on Instagram as well as Facebook. To stay connected with giveaways and Ty himself, go ahead and follow at ty.r.brady on Instagram as well as Facebook. This podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Whitney Face Media Marketing. The theme music is an excerpt from Hot Chicken of the Woods by Isaac Joel.